You won't believe what happened to me over the weekend. Like, this dude broke my heart for the second time. What? Jeez. For the second time. We need to know who we are. And I think understanding our personality is one of the best things. I think it is, underemphasized. I think it is less talked about. I think this is one of the most important thing that every being must know about their identity. And so today I'm sharing the A to the Z of who I am and how you can use this as a strategy to discover yourself, introduce yourself to probably that new team you're trying to get into, that new business, that new partnership, that new relationship. My heart got broken for the second time from an ex. Like, can you guys believe that? I mean, this is one of the most ridiculous things that's ever happened to me. And you know, over the weekend, I actually shared in a girl group, relationship group, and I shared about my struggle on if it was okay for me to accept a date, like getting back together kind of date with an ex, with somebody I had dated like last year, 2020, during the COVID-19 and all that. Something happened during the COVID-19 and we fell apart. I don't know what happened to this dude. Like, he was just this very nice, cool guy I have known for 2 years. We've been friends, but we never talked so much. And somehow the interest started in 2020, and we ended up saying yes to each other. We started this beautiful relationship. And barely 2 months into our dating, this guy just, kind of, I think the COVID-19 hit him so badly. He got ill a couple of times and he actually started having a lot of financial setbacks. It was so terrible that he got depressed. And while all this was going on, I was also battling with my own. I mean, we all battled with our own differences during this last year. And somehow I knew this thing was bothering him so much, like how he was going to deal with himself and the next phase of his life. And he had so much things that were going around him and going on within him. And one of the problems I had in that relationship was he wasn't sharing. He wasn't sharing his thoughts. He wasn't sharing how he was feeling. He just kept everything bottled up. And one of the most annoying part of the story is that he just shut me out. He shut me out from his world. I called a couple of times. He told me he was depressed and needed some time alone. I gave him his space. I tried so hard to get this guy to, get off this state, this deep well. But I know what it is with depression. It's so hard to deal with it. It is so hard to get out of it. It is so hard to, find yourself in that moment. And so I just let him be, and eventually I had to just let that relationship slide away, right? It probably wasn't the best decision for me to do that, but I also had myself to think about, and I mean, there's no how you're going to help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And eventually I walked out from that relationship precisely on my birthday. So ever since, it's been calls, it's been text messages, it's been, can we just hook up? Can I talk to you? And this after 6 months later, 6 months after this dude keeps calling me, texting me, and doing all sorts of things. And I'm like, okay, let me just give him a break. Let me give him a listening ear and let me see what he has to share. So he says he wants to talk about his depression and everything that, has made him who he's currently trying to figure out. And guess what? He calls me on Mother's Day and says, I want to hang out with you. I want to tell you about my situation. I want to know if you can let me start all over again. And I was like, okay, why not? I have never done this in the past. Like, one of my theories, especially in relationships, is once an ex, always an ex. I knew I probably wouldn't date him again, but I just wanted to see if I could be of like a support system for him. And so I agreed to hang out with him, you know, on Mother's Day. Now guess what? After the whole preparation, trying to pick what I wanted to wear, dude didn't show up. Like he didn't show up. And I was, I was mad at first, but then eventually it just all became a subtle feeling and I kind of went over it, And one of the things that I have done, that I wanted to share with this young man during this hangout, I wouldn't call it a date anymore, was to share like a little quiz that would help him, that would help me understand him and understand what he was going through. So I prepared this A to Z quiz, a personality quiz that was going to make the hangout more fun, not just more fun, but a kind of exercise that will get to know each other better, right? So unfortunately, this was something I prepared that I wanted to share with this dude. But since he never showed up, I just feel this content, it's so huge to be a waste, and that is why I'm sharing it today. Let's talk about the real thing. Let's talk about the real you. Let's talk about who you are. I think it is important that we all understand the concept of knowing who our team members are, friends are, family are. Let's get to it. Letter A. What's your attitude towards life? What do you advocate for? What kind of advocate would you call yourself? Well, for me, my attitude towards life is adventure. This is something I breathe and live every single day. I want to go out there. I want to try new things, crazy things. I want to do things. I want to be able to share my perspective about a particular thing. And my adventure towards life is just happiness, pursuit of happiness. Like, what's the adventure all about if it's not going to make me happy? Why do I have to do this thing if it's not going to make me excited? So every single decision I take, it hovers around, happiness. I just need to love it to do it. If it's not for the fun of it, I should be happy with the result. This is one of the reasons I do a lot of things. And yes, so I'm an advocate for happiness. I think that just gives a straight answer. What kind of books I read? I read books that stretch the mind a bit and increases intuition and thought process. Like, I believe the mind is the most powerful weapon every single human being has, and it's so unused. Like, this weapon is so massive that it could do anything, it could change anything, it could create anything or destroy anything. And I think we feed it less. So for me to feed my weapon, like to clean up my weapon, for greater growth and all that, I'm very picky about the kind of books I read. Well, as a kid, I read a lot of romance novels. Right now, I don't even think I have time for that. I don't have energy for romance novel. I'm okay with watching the movies. I love books that intrigue my mind, that talks about humanity, that talks about, something that just thinks outside the box, that thinks even without the box. That's the kind of book one of my other favorite books is the Bible. I love the Bible so much. See, kind of car, car and color, okay? My favorite kind of car is, I love SUVs. Like, I don't know, I just love SUVs. I love big cars. But if I'm gonna go for a regular car, well, I try anything Mercedes. I love Mercedes. Like, that's just my choice kind of car. But I love trucks a lot. Like, I just love trucks. It's just in between, It's not too serious. It's not too casual. It's just, a serious kind of car. So I love trucks a lot. Yeah. Any kind of truck is cool for me. Favorite color, I love black and purple. So, I love black because it goes with anything. It's my favorite color any time of the day. My skin color is black. Why shouldn't I love black? Purple, I love purple because it has lots of shades in it. Like, I can make 20 colors out of purple, and it's just a unique color for me. When it comes to dreams, I have huge dreams. I have big dreams. My dreams are so large. Documentary photography is such a huge topic for me because I think it is one of the best ways we can, retell history and make information relevant, for future use. So yeah, that's one of the things. And my biggest dream right now is to have one of the best studios in Africa. Among those three words, entrepreneurship, empowerment, entertainment, which would I pick from? Like, which describes me more? I'll pick all three of them. I'll pick all three of them, but I'll put them in this order. I am more of an entrepreneur, then I am an entertainer, and then the last one, I love to empower people with whatever resources that I have. Favorite food? Favorite food, yam. Yam. I love yam. Cooked, fried, boiled, anyhow, pounded. Anyhow it is done, I love yam. I don't joke in nutri-shakes. Like, oh my goodness, I think it is the most nutritious way to maintain your health. Nutri-shakes, I mean, every meal must go with a nutri-shake. Goal setting skills, well, my perspective, my paradigms, my thought processes, my goal setting skills, I actually have picked a strategy that is really, really absurd and weird. And one of the things that I use as a goal setting strategy right now is procrastination. It sounds really weird, but I'm using that as a huge strategy. I mean, I'm trying to really uncover the beauty in procrastination. I'm trying to look at the other side of that word because it has been abused so much, and I think more people are trying to push blame buttons on procrastination. I'm trying to use it as a strategy, and I think I have a secret formula for how to use procrastination. So yes, that's my goal setting skill right now. Procrastination, using procrastination to do better work and perform better. Yeah. Home, what do I call home? What is home to me? Home is where love is. I mean, I don't believe home is all about having somebody you love in a house, but I feel home is a sanctuary. Anywhere that I go and find peace and love, that's home for me. If I love the couch in my house and it makes me happy and I love to sit and get comforted by it, then that's home. I mean, if I love my neighbor, if I love the gist we have, talking about life and politics and whatever, I mean, home is going to be interesting. So home is anywhere I find love and comfort. That's home for me. Anywhere can be home. It mustn't be the house I live in. I mean, the church can be my home. The library can be my home. Music studio can be my home. The streets can be my home. So that's home for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Interests. Well, my interest right now is happiness, like I said earlier. Ikigai is the word I stand for and live for. And right now, I'm trying to create the formula, use that formula that the Japanese use for longevity, to preach about why people need to love themselves more, know themselves, look at self-care and understand who they are. Like, Ikigai is what I advocate for right now. Yeah. So you need to know who you are. That's what I'm doing today. One word that describes my journey so far would be mystery. Like, mystery. Everything, a lot of things that has happened in my life has been so mysterious, and so I'll just use mystery and myth. Like, I'm trying to understand the mystery, and I'm trying to understand why a lot of things have become myth, in our times. So mystery and myth, like, there are two words that I play around with in my journey so far. I'm trying to understand why certain things have become myth. I'm trying to understand the mystery behind a lot of things. That's why I've suddenly started taking history as a very, very important topic. Yeah. Kiss and tell, I'm not a kiss and tell person. No. But I believe that character skill is a very, very important skill you need to learn. Like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but self-defense, especially as a woman, gosh, we all need this thing. We all need it. Yeah. But I'm not a kiss and tell person. No, never will be, never have been, and never will be. Love for me means two things, right? Love means sharing generously. So when I can share generously an information, my money, my resources, whatever, then I love that thing. I love that person. And it's not enough to just share generously, but tolerance is what love is all about. So those two words are what defines love for me. If I find myself doing that for anything or anybody, then I am in love. It's just that simple, yeah. Marital status, single, and happy. Yeah. And one of the things that I want to say about this is I think marriage is overhyped. I think there's so much hype, it's over exaggerated. Marriage is not meant for everybody. Yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing, but it's not meant for everybody. Of course, I'd love to get married. I'd love to be with that person. I'd love to have kids. I'd love to do all the things. I'd love to have a soulmate. Yeah. But if it's going to affect my happiness, if it's not going to help me become the person I want to be, then I don't want to be in that, caught in that cobweb. Yeah. But marriage is a beautiful thing. I'm single and I'm kind of happy. Yeah. Net worth, oh my goodness. Right now I am at zero level, but I believe that anybody's net worth is all about their network. So, and even though at this moment I'm trying to build a network, I just believe that your network just has to do with your net worth has to do with your network. Even at zero level, we can be anything. And I kind of typically call myself a network nerd because I love to collaborate with people a lot. So I think the currency for growth right now, the currency for you to actually build your net worth is all embedded in collaboration, in working with other people, and just supporting each other. I think that is the only thing that would help your net worth grow. No matter what you do, you can't just make it alone. That's my ideology about life. Um, State of origin, well, as you all can see, I'm black and beautiful. Yeah, but I'm an African. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm an Igbo girl, from the southeast. Come from Anambra, and I love it. I love my lineage. I love everything about my culture. But I don't like the men. Sorry, I said that anyway. My personality type, I'm a highly sensitive person. Highly sensitive, highly sensitive. Like a lot of things get to me that shouldn't get to me. And also coupled with the fact that I'm an introvert. Oh my goodness, it is huge. But the beautiful part about this thing is I'm trying to understand who I am at a very young age. I think at 7 I started unleashing and discovering me. And over the years it has helped me build and understand how to strike a comfortable balance around everything that I do. So being a highly sensitive person is actually a plus to everything that I achieve today. Yeah. And so at this point, I think I want to appreciate every single person that has loved me, that has discouraged me in life. And I just think that whoever we are today is just because of our environment and our community and the people around us. Like, they make us who we are today. Religion for me, I'm a Christian, but I believe and I respect every other religion. And for me, I think religion is something that has to do with a group and community of people coming together to, align their belief system. But I think when it comes to religion, I think spirituality supersedes religion. I think spirituality matters much more than religion, and but it should not be separated. I think spirituality is what enhances your activity in your religion. So if you're not a spiritual person and you're a religious person, there's a problem because you're just following the religion. You do not know where you stand. So you'll fall for anything. So for me, religion is a big thing, is a huge thing. And I think and I believe that everybody needs a religion. Yeah. That's my thought about sexuality. I'm a sapiosexual. I can be attracted to you if you're not smart. Like, if there's nothing we can talk about, I love communication, I love conversations a lot. So if I cannot have a long, lengthy conversation with you, if we can't talk about politics, talk about football, talk about food, talk about traveling, talking about books, like, if you cannot be that versatile person, if you cannot be that person who can grab me with what you know, I'm just going to be bored in that relationship. I mean, we just will end up being just friends and nothing more. So yeah, I'm a sapiosexual. I'm not gay. I'm fully into men. Always have been and always will be. Yeah, but I do not discriminate sexuality. I mean, I think it is something that is your choice, and if it makes you happy, fine. It's lovely as long as you're happy about it. I mean, nobody else matters but you and what you want. Learning from each other. Yeah. I don't believe in targets anymore. Yeah, because I think it just makes it just stresses you out, gets you to work so much, and So right now, time for me is all about knowing exactly what the next step is. So I'm not that person who wants to rush to do something because it's time is running out. I'm trying to do what I know. After doing this, I know the next thing to do. So if I don't know the next thing to do, I'm not going to spend my time doing anything. So time for me is more stronger than just looking at the clock tick away. I'm looking at longevity. I'm looking at relevance. When I'm looking at time, I'm looking at relevance. If it's not relevant, if it's not going to be relevant in the next 2 hours, I shouldn't spend a second more doing, or doing whatever it is that is taking my time. Unique identifier. Well, one of my biggest unique identifier is that I know who I am. I just know who I am, and I have this superpower. I've always known my superpower, and one of my superpowers is to help people understand what their superpowers are. It probably sounds very crazy, but that want to see a safe environment is to amplify our voice by using our right, and using our right means you need to vote. When it's time for you to place your thumb on it, do it. So I think the best way for us to amplify our voice is to vote, and for me, how I share my voice, how I amplify my voice is to use videos, is to create visual content. Like, this is big for me, it's a big deal for me, anytime, any day. Yeah. Winning strategy. Well, I guess one of my winning strategy is that I'm just a spiritual person, and I believe in essence. I believe in God. I believe in the hierarchy of the universe. I just believe that I believe in humanity. My winning strategy is just not taking things for granted, like believing and giving due respect to everything that surrounds me. So that's basically my winning strategy. That's my window to break through. Yeah. So I believe so much in giving respect to who respect is due. Respecting the floor, respecting the sky. Just giving everybody, respecting the animals. And just giving everybody their rights. Like, I think everybody has a right to breathe and to be whatever and enjoy whatever they want, as long as what you're doing does not affect the other person. I mean, we all win together. It's more fun when we win together. So yeah. X-ray. Have I ever done any X-ray in my life? Yes. My wrist. I actually have a broken wrist that I had to do I think I've done about 3 surgeries on this wrist, and it's still a pain. It's still a big pain. Yeah, but I think I've done a lot of X-rays, but this one. And at this point, I think I want to talk about xenophobic. Like, I know it has nothing to do with what I'm saying, but it has to do with my personality and why I think there's so much fight and hate and racism and all that. I just think we should all let all those things be, and be work as humans. We should just take off these things and just see everybody as an equal, and don't just x-rate somebody because of their color, their skin, how they talk, or their level. I just think that I mean, we can lift ourselves up and be more together. Oh my God, the letter to my youth, a letter to my younger self would be, Julie, you would have been more stupid, you'd have made more mistakes, or you have more stories to tell. Having being a first kid and having 3 younger brothers and 3 younger sisters made me become like a big mommy on time, big sister on time. I started talking in kids when I was 7, when I was still a kid. I had hustlepreneurs as parents who were always on the run, like they were never in the house. So I took up the responsibility of being an adult too early. So it made me too prime and proper. Like, I wasn't that person who did a lot of crazy things. And I just wish I did a lot of crazy things. Like, I would have been able to say, oh my goodness, this was what I did when I was young. Right now I don't have those stories. And, that's why right now I think I'm a bit crazy. Yeah, that's why I call myself a latecomer, because I'm doing the crazy stuff now. Things that I would have done way back, I'm trying to do them now because I was just way too prime and proper. The greatest zenith of my career would be, whoa, finally having that recognition, global recognition platform where I can recognize influencers from Africa, recognize influencers from Asia, recognize influencers from America, recognize influencers from Australia. Like, the whole continent will be represented, and I will be able to connect with the world and say, oh my goodness, well done, you're doing so much work. I just want to have this global, it's just a crazy dream, but the zenith of my career will be able to host a global event, like have a recognition platform that says well done to people who are doing phenomenal work. And The sense of my career will be to have, to really, and yes, the sense of my career will be just being that documentary photographer who everybody wants to work with, who wants to, do an interview, who people want to say, okay, I want Julie to tell my story. Like that would be the zenith of my career. And I really can't wait for that time to come because I know it's going to come here soon. Oh my goodness, I just shared 26 characteristics that you never knew about me. I hope this helps you know a little bit about who I am, and I'm so happy that I did this. And please, I don't know if I even covered up all the alphabets. If I didn't, let me know. What do you think about my personality? Do I sound like a great person? Or does my profile suck? Are you willing to try this? Is this something you think you might be able to do or share with somebody so that they can get to understand who they are using the simple A to Z strategy? It was fun for me to do this, and basically one of the reasons why I did this is because I mean on the next date I'm going to, on the next team meeting I'm going to, this is exactly what I want to know. This is the kind of information I want to know about every single person I'm going to be working with from henceforth. So guys, do well to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and let me know if you like more content that surrounds personality highlights. I mean, this is one of the things that I want to do more and want to share more. It was fun doing this, and I'm so excited that I did this. And thank you for watching.